Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Welcome. Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. And also add Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Anthony Fauci assured us, the pandemic's virtually over. We're out of the pandemic phase of COVID-19. Cases and hospitalizations plummeting. So, he continually lobbied for us to remain in emergency mode over the last 2 years. And then, of course, yesterday said, we're at a low level now. So basically the pandemic's over. No.
Oh, we got an update?
Update.
Wow. Shocker, right? That he would
have an update.
Turn on a dime.
On the same day that he already made a statement? Huh. Not just over a year, like the same day. He doesn't like to waste any time before he contradicts himself. He clarified his position as he said the pandemic is not over.
Oh.
Yeah. That's what he meant to say. He meant to say the first time when he said the pandemic was over, he meant to say the pandemic is not over.
Okay.
I guess.
I can see how you would confuse the two. They're so similar sounding.
Yeah. Well, for opposites, they're quite similar. Originally, the White House advisor said on NPR's 1A podcast to discuss what followed a U.S. District Court judge striking down the federal mask mandate, but the discussion pivoted to a statement Fauci gave on how we were easing out of the pandemic. We're certainly right now in this country out of the pandemic phase.
Woohoo.
But when asked on NPR yesterday if the United States had cleared the hurdle, he insisted the pandemic was not over.
Okay. But you had to see this coming because everything with this cat changes immediately.
Unreal.
He does this with everything.
I want to clarify one thing. I probably should have said the acute component of the pandemic phase, and I understand how that can lead to some misinterpretation.
Got it.
So it's not his fault.
No.
We just misinterpreted it.
Yep, that's right.
all. Mm-hmm. That's all. Because he is science. He doesn't make mistakes. You know what I mean?
See, I think he believes that the pandemic actually is over. But with him being science, right, he thinks he can just say it, and that is the thing, right? But the White House said, whoa, bro.
Yeah.
We got plans for the plain mask mandate. We got other things we got in the works. No.
You can't be saying the pandemic's over. I was talking about the acute fomenting phase.
Oh, the acute fomenting phase.
We're so stupid, we didn't realize he was talking about the acute fomenting phase.
You are dumb.
I feel so ridiculous now because I thought he wasn't talking about that. I thought he was talking about the pandemic being over.
See, I knew. I knew.
Did you?
When I
saw right through it.
When I heard him talk, I said, I bet that's just the
acute fomenting phase.
Yeah.
It took me about 15 minutes before I got to the acute fomenting phase.
And see, I knew. I just knew.
You are.
I said, boy,
you're
that
hip
sure
to
is.
Things.
I said, man, Dr. Fauci might want to clarify that because I don't know how many people are like me and know that he's referring to the acute fomenting phase.
because I didn't at first.
And it's not on you. That's not on you, Pat.
Okay.
Most people aren't going to get that.
Really? Okay.
Dr. Fauci and I, we speak the same language, he and I.
I was talking about the acute fomenting phase, and everyone agrees we're not there.
Oh, this guy.
We're not getting 900,000 new infections a day. Is the pandemic still here? Absolutely.
Okay.
So when I said phase, I probably should have said acute stage of the pandemic phase.
And that's the other thing.
Right.
Yeah, I was thinking,
it's a lot like the acute fomenting phase.
Right, similar, but don't get ahead of yourself here. It's the acute stage
of the pandemic phase. Yeah.
This guy can't stand this guy.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I've the things.
So ridiculous.
Oh.
We're now transitioning, not there yet, but transitioning the more of an endemicity. Endemicity.
Endemicity.
Endemicity? ENDEMICITY.
Okay.
Endemicity. Sure. Endemicity, I guess.
So basically,
I've never heard of endemicity.
I think so I think pandemic, right, is worldwide, and endemic is just different parts of the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like little pockets here and there.
Yeah.
I think. I have no idea what the heck endemicity means.
Endemicity.
Is it part of that SimCity starter pack we were talking about?
Well, it's where the level of infections is low enough that the people have started to learn to live with the virus over there.
Right.
Still protecting themselves by vaccination, by the availability of antivirals, by testing over there.
Yeah.
You know, so I really meant the acute phase as opposed to pandemic over there.
Time to retire.
That's what I meant.
Time to retire.
Over there. But no, the pandemic ain't over. I paraphrased there a little bit.
A little bit.
Don't anyone think that. Over there. Over there. Added.
Added for emphasis?
By me for emphasis, yes. Fauci's comments followed the European Union declaring an end to the emergency phase of the pandemic. But I wonder if they backtracked, too. I doubt it. And the New York Post reported White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki also stressed the pandemic isn't over.
Yeah, we got to get back on the same page, team.
Let's get back on the same page.
Come on, Team Fear.
Okay.
Team Fear.
All right, come on now. We were just talking about, all he said was the acute fomenting phase. We're not there, okay? We're not in the acute fomenting phase. I can't believe some people, are still thinking that we are, or we weren't, or that he was saying something else.
The only people still listening to this guy is the guy at Costco. People like him yesterday with the mace trying to keep people 6 feet away.
Yeah.
Wearing his mask, probably double looped. Those are the only people still listening to this government when it comes to masks and stuff.
It's agonizing.
Yeah.
It is absolutely agonizing. What he was talking about was the fact that we are basically out of the pandemic. Nobody is freaking out about it anymore, at least not in Texas. I don't know. Maybe in New York or California they still are. But we're long past that stuff. I don't think anybody even thinks about it anymore. People get sick and you're not thinking automatically, oh my gosh, they've got COVID and I don't want it. Mm-hmm. At least I haven't been in that mindset for a long time.
I recently went to an event where most of the people at this event were over 90 years old. Okay? I'm talking.
That sounds like a fun event.
It was. The food was excellent.
Sorry I missed that party.
Yeah. Well, look, Nana moves to town, and then her social calendar, I'm now a part of it.
Yeah,
right?
good. Okay.
And so there were a couple hundred old folks.
Nice.
Yeah, and one person was wearing a mask. These are the most vulnerable among us. Those that are most susceptible to COVID. Mm-hmm. A couple hundred people, one person in a mask. I'm talking staff. I'm talking attendees. Mm-hmm. And plus, you don't know a good time until you find out.
I know it. I know. I can imagine.
I think one lady was 103.
Wow.
And
were you hitting on a few of them?
Of course.
Yeah, obviously.
Are you kidding me?
Obviously.
Jeffy was with me. It was kind of like our thing.
Cool. Yeah, probably a lot of single babes there, right?
Oh, yeah. Sad.
I bet.
It's delicate. You have to walk that line, Pat.
Yeah.
The Hunter Biden line.
Right.
Ugh.
True. Don't sniff them.
Ugh.
I trust you didn't sniff them.
No, I didn't. No,
okay,
no,
good.
Pat.
Good.
I did not.
All right. You know who does have COVID, though, is Kamala Harris.
That's a shame.
That's a darn shame. Mm-hmm. And she's already on the regimen of Pfizer's Paxlovid, that new pill they have to treat severe. And people are saying, well, she doesn't have severe. Why is she taking it? Huh. Well, I don't know. If it reduces the risk of serious illness 90%, I think I'd take it too.
Yeah.
Why don't you just take that?
And she's among the elite, so she has access to everything she could possibly want to fight back.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Pfizer's heavily advertising it, though. I wonder if it must be pretty widely available now. Yeah. Ask your doctor if Paxlovid is right for you. So anyway, we're right back into the same cycle. Fauci making some statement and then backtracking on it almost immediately. And this White House, the people in it, those who run it, cannot get on the same page. Not with the president, not with their medical advisor, not with anybody. It's terrible. It's unbelievable. and really embarrassing to watch.
Never mind the same page. He can't even discuss the topic that he's asked about.
Yeah, that's true.
He wanders off into some other answer about something completely different.
He can't get on the same page with himself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, all right. Financial records now reveal that that Joe Biden had $5.2 million in unexplained income.
Uh-oh.
This from the Daily Mail, of course, because no U.S.
Thank you.
Service would report on it. Financial records reveal Biden had $5.2 million in unexplained income. His email showed he paid Hunter's legal bills for one megabucks Chinese deal and was tapped as big guy to get a 10% cut in another.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
But they never talk business.
No. God, no. Why would you even bring that up?
Honestly, I think
No.
Joe just kind of like more on trivia.
Mm-hmm.
He just psychically understood that he needed $130,000 in bills paid.
Okay.
And he just like
paid
poof, and had nothing to do with talking business beforehand.
No. It may be that he just was thinking that Hunter needed some new blow. And he provided $130,000 to go out and get some blow that he would snort off the stomach of a hooker. Maybe. You know, because you got to pay for the hooker and you got to pay for the cocaine that you're snorting off of her stomach.
Prices.
You know, so it's pricey. It gets up there in price quite badly. And that's so naturally you'd go to your dad, say, Dad, can I borrow $130,000 for hookers and blow? That'd be okay.
Must be good blow.
See, and then you haven't talked about business at all. At all.
No, you don't tell the old man what you need the money for.
No. If he just thinks you're doing hookers and blow, then he's fine with it. But I don't want to hear about your business dealings. Jeez. The Biden, you got his word as a Biden. I mean, these people are, their word is good as gold.
The Bidens are
salt of the earth
people. Am I right?
You betcha. And Joe Biden agreed to pay his all those legal bills, and it did amount to, I think you said $130,000. No. President Biden agreed to cover more than $800,000 in bills racked up by his son. $800,000.
Yeah. Well, this particular spreadsheet that's attached, I think that one.
Jeez.
You got that up there? What is that? That's about, you do math here, 90, 100, 110, 130, 145 just in that invoice alone. And that was just to make sure that the Chinese deal went through.
So there must have been quite a few.
Yeah. So apparently Hunter's just not good with money, I think, is the bottom line.
Yeah, I don't know that Hunter's good with just about anything, frankly.
Well, he's good with hookers and blow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. If by good you mean getting them pregnant and winding up with an accidental child, I guess you're right.
You're right. He sucks at pretty much everything. He can't do anything right. Hunter, no.
Because I'm guessing it wasn't intended, when he got together with the stripper and said, hey, you know what? We should have a baby together.
Yeah, maybe
I'm guessing that wasn't.
And we don't know.
No, we don't know.
That is the one interaction with women that Hunter didn't record.
Right.
So therefore, we don't know if they
know.
decided they wanted to start a family together.
It's like the metric system. We just don't know. There's no way to tell. I spoke with Hunter today regarding his bills.
This is Hunter's assistant.
Yes. And Hunter's assistant's name is Katie Dodge. Mm-hmm. It's my understanding that Hunt's dad will cover these bills in the short term as Hunter transitions in his career.
What a loser.
Jeez.
Hunt's dad. But that could be anybody, Pat. We don't know who Hunt's dad is.
How many Hunts do you know?
Right.
I know so many Hunts.
Have you ever heard Hunter referred to as Hunt?
No.
No, so this could be somebody completely. Maybe she's an assistant for Hunter and a Hunt, which got to be confusing for her world. But still, maybe that's what we're talking about here, not Hunter Biden's dad.
Her email, which included the greeting, hello, VP team. Hello, Vice President team.
Okay, so we're getting a little. Well, maybe Hunt's dad, this other guy, is a vice president of something. I don't think it's Joe yet.
Yeah. Was CC'd to Hunter Biden and Richard Ruffner, who was personal aide to Joe Biden while he was vice president. After he left office and during his winning the White House bid, the spreadsheet shows Hunter Biden's debts included more than $130,000 in legal fees due ASAP to the law firm.
Yeah.
Okay. with $28,382 owed for BHR restructuring. That appears to be a reference to the Chinese company Bohai Harvest RST from Shanghai. It's an equity investment fund management in which Hunter held a 10% stake.
It sounds
Okay.
It sounds on the up and up.
Yeah, but there's nothing to see here.
It passes the smell test.
Don't even look at it any further because there's nothing to see here. Can we move along now? It was only $800,000 in fees that Joe covered for him. And on a salary of $175,000, that's quite a chunk. Except for the fact that, as we mentioned, there was also $5.2 million that came from we don't know where.
Yeah.
And other millions there that are accounted for that came from book sales and speeches and
we got a lot going on.
Kickbacks from lobbyists and, who knows.
And it's easy to get in that kind of debt, I mean, times get tough, things start snowballing. Maybe the car breaks down. Before you know it, you're in debt.
$800,000.
Right. Sure. Well, that's life.
I mean, you do blow on the belly of a hooker a few times, and then there's some more debt added to the total. I don't know. It's a tough life.
Do you get a receipt from a hooker?
Feel bad for him.
Could he maybe file that in his taxes? I got to take a loss on this. No?
I'm not sure if that's a deductible
pretty much everything
expenditure.
else is a write-off. How is that?
I know.
Not? And what if
I don't know.
What if the drugs were, low quality? You want to get some sort of reimbursement for that.
Yeah. I recommend you call the police when that happens. Is that stupid
so many guys
drug
do
he did
that.
last week?
That's not the first time you've seen a story like that. How high must you be?
Guy calls the 911 and says, "Hey, somebody sold me, I think, some faulty meth.
Right.
I want you guys to come over here and check it out."
Okay.
And they did, and they arrested him and put him in jail.
Get that address from you, sir, and we'll send a car over.
They helped out. So anyway, yesterday, Jen Psaki was asked again about Joe and Hunter.
Oh, okay.
And, of course, she's very forthcoming. Here's what she had to say.
We've heard the president say over and over again that he has never spoken to his son about his business dealings. Has he ever spoken to his son's business partners about his son's business dealings?
Again, nothing has changed about what I said yesterday. The president does not get involved in the business dealings of his son.
Bull crap, he doesn't.
Business partners.
Nothing has changed since what I said yesterday.
I don't believe you answered that part of my question yesterday.
He's not involved in his son's business dealings.
Huh. Why is he meeting with his son's business partners then? It's on the White House logs. Joe Biden himself alone met with the business partner on at least one occasion. And other times the business partner met with all kinds of people at the White House. The lie is over here. It's over. We know that it happened. You can't say he doesn't get involved with his son's business dealings anymore. We know that's a flat out lie. Well, wish she would have mentioned that, but no, she didn't.
Well, let's see how long they can keep this up. I guess it depends on how many questions they get about this from the press. Because,
Eventually they're gonna have. I mean, if their feet are held to the fire, they'd have to change their tune. They'd have to, because you got it there in black and white. So what are you trying to pull here? Somebody's got to ask that question. What are you trying to pull? Come on. We're not blind. We can see. Jeez.
Well, I think that the stock answer from Jen Psaki from here on out needs to be, I could tell you the truth, member of the press, but 2 words for you to consider before I answer. Kamala Harris. President Kamala Harris. Is that what you want? Because I can tell you the truth.
It's a chilling reality right there.
I mean, that's probably their best defense at this point.
Yeah. But we don't have to worry about anything. Joe reminded us why he got involved in politics in the first place yesterday.
Okay.
Everything's fine.
Good.
I got involved in politics because I think the greatest sin that anyone can commit is the abuse of power.
Abuse of power.
Whatever that power is, the power of a teacher, the power of an
attorney,
a doctor, the power of a leader. When someone who is relying on you cannot.
Huey Lewis is
just the abuse of power.
The power of
abuse of power. See, look, he takes that
Yeah.
Takes that seriously.
Of course he takes it seriously.
The abuse of power.
It's the power of love.
Can you feel it?
I mean, I think Huey said a mouthful when he said that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't you?
I do.
Okay.
I think we're both rapidly looking up Huey Lewis in the News lyrics. But I'm locked out.
Well,
of
the
my
power
computer.
of love, Keith, is a curious thing.
Uh-huh. To make a one man
weep, make another man sing. Change a hawk to a little white dove.
Oh, that's that lyric?
More than a feeling.
I've been singing it wrong.
That's the power of love. That's what that is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. What a great soundtrack that was. Am I right?
You're right.
Seriously.
I Want a New Drug. The Power of Love.
Back to the Future, man. You got Johnny B. Good, Earth Angel.
I Want a New Drug is on it, right?
No.
Oh, it's not?
I don't think so.
What album did that come from?
Well, are we talking about, because I'm talking about the...
you're talking about the Back to the Future one.
Back to the Future soundtrack.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
I wore that tape out. Now I can't even remember half the songs on it. Okay, Power of Love, Back to the Future, Back in Time.
I Want a New Drugs from Sports. Mm-hmm. The album Sports. I love that song. It's a great song. But yeah, there are good songs on the Back to the Future soundtrack as well.
Yeah. Boy, the days of cassette tapes. You don't get those back.
No, you don't. I don't want them back either, frankly.
But can you believe this guy talking about abuse of power? Shut up. That's been your career, man.
He also said he got into it for civil rights a couple weeks ago, and before that, he said he got into it for voting power or whatever that was, because of voting. I don't know.
So why did he decide he wanted to become a professor? Or why did he decide he wanted to start driving a big rig? Because these are all things that he's done, remember?
What about being a lumberjack?
Right?
I don't know how he decided he wanted to do that in Idaho for a while, but... I think because he liked flannel shirts. I think that's what got him into lumberjacking. Like the flannel shirt. They're fabulous, right? They're fabulous. Yesterday, Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas was in front of Congress, assuring them that things are, completely under control.
Okay,
everything's fine.
Good.
It is our responsibility to maintain operational control of the border. That is what our personnel are dedicated to doing. Okay. That is what the personnel throughout the department and I, as a secretary, are dedicated to doing, and we will not lose operational control of the border.
What? Too late. What?
Isn't there like a leaked audio tape? I haven't heard it, but where he says, like, the border is unsustainable and we're going to lose it or something like that. But we're under control.
Oh, yeah,
we're
completely.
Under control.
Sure.
It's fine. Whatever.
And remember Trump's wall that was underway? Remember I don't remember how much exactly we were going to spend. Was it $6 billion, something like that?
And there was all those items there. Like, remember that? Lights and
they just dropped it all, yeah. And it's all rotting down there now on the border.
Enraging to see
all that steel just rotting in the sun and rain, probably not much snow, but still in the elements, it's just sitting there wasting. Jeez. I don't know why we keep doing this kind of stuff. How much would it cost to just officially scrap that project? You're about to find out.
The wall projects, the majority of them rest in the jurisdiction of the Army Corps of Engineers. Those that we ourselves control, I believe that the cost of discontinuing them is approximately $72 million, and I will follow up with you to ensure the accuracy of my statement this morning.
Wait, to stop the project, it's $72 million just to stop the project.
To clean it up and to get all that stuff out of there.
Good gosh.
I swear. I mean, this is like...
There's just no end to it.
No. Yesterday, it was the light bulbs, remember?
Yeah.
Bush and Obama were for it. Trump pulled it. Now Biden's bringing it back, basically saying you can't have the old school light bulbs again. The wall, we're going to build it. Just kidding. And now it costs this to clean it up. It used to be a time when presidents generally had the best interest of the country at heart, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we would just kind of plow forward. Maybe we'd had different, opinions here and there, different policies. But this is just, We are the most unstable first world government that I am aware of.
Pretty bad. It's pretty embarrassing right now. They can't do anything right. They can't do anything logical. Just make one logical decision, can't you? One decision that saves us money. One decision that furthers American interests in the world. Nope, they can't do any of that. They can't do anything like that. They did exchange prisoners with Russia, though. We got a prisoner back in exchange for one of theirs. It took place in Turkey yesterday, and it was the Marine who had been in jail in Russia because he went out on a bender one night and I guess grabbed the arm of a Russian police officer. Oh, no. So they sentenced him to 9 years in prison back in 2019. 9 years. So he's already been there for 3, and we finally exchanged him. So that was great. We sent one of the Russian prisoners that we had here.
What about that WNBA chick?
That's exactly my question. What about Brittany Griner? She wasn't even mentioned. I looked all through the article. I looked through every article I saw on this. Her name wasn't even brought up. So do we just not care about Brittany Griner from the WNBA? We're just going to leave her there? I mean, she hasn't been in jail in Russia anywhere near as long as this guy. But still, get her out. I would be surprised. I mean, they accused her of some drug paraphernalia charge or whatever. She had something on her that she shouldn't have. I really wonder about that. Mm-hmm. I wonder if she did. It's stupid if she did. But even if she did, let her go and bring her back to the United States. And it's no big deal to them.
Remember, the timing of this was right at the outbreak of their invasion with Ukraine.
Right.
Now, could you see the Russian government saying, get me the most high-profile American that's currently traveling in our country and figure out a way, here, it's a drug charge. Whatever it is, get them in here. Mm-hmm. And I'm not trying to be flippant here when I say this, but it's like this is a WNBA player, right? Mm-hmm. If this was someone who we actually knew.
If it was an NBA
right,
player.
If it was an NBA player, because I think
if it's
Russia was.
Stephon Curry.
Sure.
What do you think? Do you think we're leaving him in? There's no way.
And we're talking about it every day too. It would say Steph Curry behind bars in Russia, day number.
LeBron James,
right? LeBron.
You leave LeBron James in Russia to rot?
And I honestly think this was Russia trying to drag us into this war.
I think so too.
Basically saying, "Look, America, we've got one of your beloved athletes behind bars."
Yeah.
And unfortunately, nobody really.
And interestingly, they don't want none of this. I don't know why they would be doing that. Unless Putin is just absolutely out of his mind now. And he seems to be, frankly. He does seem to be. Every day he's threatening nuclear war.
Yeah.
Every day there's a new threat.
Rob brings up a good point. Maybe LeBron James is a bad example. We would actually probably, you're right, Rob, leave him there. We would, but the administration would not. Right.
Joe Biden would not.
Let's do a 3-way prisoner swap. Why don't you send LeBron to China because he loves it so much? I'm sure
and if you love it so much, why don't you marry it?
Then you could marry it.
Yeah. Go over there and marry it.
Wait, what are we marrying? A prisoner swap? Oh, no, China.
No, they're marrying China.
We're marrying China.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love Chinese people too, but come on.
Right, exactly.
How do you marry an entire country?
Right? Ask LeBron. He's the one who loves it so much.
Well, hold that thought, because later in the program, we got a guy marrying a cartoon character. It might be easier to marry the entire country of China than what this cat's trying to do.
Jeez. What a world.
The world is gone. Goodbye.
What a world.
Help.
Well, we'll tell you about Putin's latest threat, talking about nuking the West. This guy is just amazing. More on that and much more coming up on Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here.
Got some tweets here. Occam's Electric Razor tweets, if the science can change, then Fauci can change too. Since he's science itself, don't question it. Mostly because it's just easier not to. Decaffeinated Texan tweets, Fauci, it's over. Pfizer whispers in Fauci's ear. Fauci, it's not over. That's about right. TC 91361.
Well, that's catchy.
So, just how many times does someone have to wrong before liberals realize that the person is either really stupid or really evil?
Oh, well, that explains. I mean, that's a definition of liberalism. So
yeah,
they're not going to notice.
Right.
Stupid and evil.
Smackwater Jack tweets, I remember asking my dad for $20 so I could go to the mall. I never imagined asking for $130,000 to pick a few things up.
Aim higher, right?
Yeah, right. Should have. Then we got the Tyler Morgan. The good thing about the power of love is you don't need money. You don't need fame. You don't need a credit card to ride this train.
You should write that down. Set that to music.
Nah, it'd never work. Just be a stupid song.
No.
I can't even imagine.
I think Tyler's got something there.
All right. So Putin threatening nuclear war again, pretty much every day. He's speaking to lawmakers yesterday. He said, if someone intends to interfere in what is going on from the outside, they must know that constitutes an unacceptable strategic threat to Russia. They must know that our response to counter strikes will be lightning fast. Fast! We have all the weapons we need for this. No one else can brag about these weapons, and we won't brag about them, but we will use them. Seems like you are bragging about them right now.
Does he not know words?
Mad Vlad appears to be referring to his 6 super weapons, including Russia's deadly Sarmat missile dubbed Satan II that was launched last week. Again, any country that will name one of their missiles Satan, probably not a good country, frankly. The missile can fly 11,000 miles. It can carry 15 warheads and has the potential to destroy an area the size of France. The tyrant continued by saying, Kremlin can't allow an anti-Russia to be created on Russia's historical territory, and added that Ukraine was pushed to attack Crimea and Donbass, accusing the West of using Ukrainians as expendable materials. He added that they prepared en masse an economic war against Russia, step by step, using all kinds of pretexts, and sometimes none at all, to pass sanctions. It comes after Russia threatened to strike military targets in UK after Britain supplied weapons to Ukraine. Russia Foreign Ministry spokesperson Maria Zakharova said the hits could be authorized against NATO member states. She said, do we understand correctly that for the sake of disrupting the logistics of military supplies, Russia can strike military targets on the territory of those NATO countries that supply arms to Kyiv and their regime? After all, this directly leads to deaths and bloodshed on Ukrainian territory. As far as I understand, Britain is one of those countries. All this comes as pro-Putin TV anchor Vladimir Solovyev threatened to blow boorish Britain using the deadly 16,000-mile-per-hour Satan II nuke over the UK support of Ukraine. As it turned out, one Sarmat means minus one Great Britain, he said. Jeez, I mean, this is like rhetoric from the late 50s, early 60s. Mm-hmm. This is like, this is Nikita Khrushchev nonsense. These people are really starting to annoy me now. I mean, this is really irritating. The Wall Street Journal has a piece today that says, maybe it's time we start showing our military muscle. I mean, he's showing his. Maybe we should remind him, that we're the inventors of nuclear weapons. You know that, right? You only have them because you stole it from us. So, we're not like some third world nation that can't launch missiles. Because he speaks like they're the only ones who have them. They're the only ones that can use them. We're the only ones that have used them. So maybe you should think about that a little bit before you start popping off all the time. But the Wall Street Journal says the U.S. should show it can win a nuclear war. Washington might study Cold War-era practices that had a major effect on Soviet policymaking. Russia conducted its first test of the Sarmat, an intercontinental ballistic missile that carries a heavy nuclear payload, on April 20th. Vladimir Putin and his advisors have issued nuclear warnings throughout the war in Ukraine, threatening the U.S. and NATO with attack if they escalate their involvement. Moscow recently threatened Sweden and Finland with a preemptive military nuclear strike if they join NATO. The reality is that unless the U.S. prepares to win a nuclear war, it risks losing one. Robert C. O'Brien, White House former national security advisor, proposed a series of conventional responses, which are necessary but not sufficient to deter Russian nuclear escalation. Developing a coherent American strategy requires understanding why Russia threatens to use nuclear weapons and how the U.S. can recalibrate its strategic logic for a nuclear environment. You know, I just don't believe that Russia's the only ones with this kind of weapon. There's no way we don't have this same technology or better technology than they do. Is there? I mean, I can't believe that. I just can't believe, especially based on what we've seen out of Russia so far with their military. I can't believe they're ahead of us in nuclear weapons. Russia's war is being fought on two levels. At the military level, the battlefields have been restricted to Ukrainian and, in a handful of instances, Russian territory. But the conflict is also a war against NATO, given Ukraine's position as an applicant. NATO's military support for Ukraine and NATO's willingness to embargo Russian products and cut off Russian energy. Putin had two objectives going into war. First, he hoped to destroy Ukraine as an independent state. Russia planned to drive into Kyiv within hours, install a quisling government, and months later stage referendums throughout the country that would give the Kremlin direct control of its east and south. Alexander Lukashenko's Belarus and perhaps the Central Asian despots would fall in line. Putin would therefore reconstitute an empire stretching to the Polish border. Yeah, that's. I think that's what they. I think that's really what they desire. There's also a fascinating article about the guy that everybody thinks has Putin's ear and has had for a long time, and that's Alexander Dugin. Glenn has talked about him multiple times, and apparently, Dugin is just stark raving mad. He's just crazy as a loon. And so with him in Putin's ear, I think that's what's pushing a lot of this stuff and guiding a lot of things that Putin has been saying and threatening lately. All right, let me tell you about preborn. Throughout the whole world, the leading cause of death is abortion. It's a stunning fact. And in the U.S., murdering babies has become a wholesale business since Roe v. Wade. We've killed over 63 million. Nearly 25% of pregnant mothers do not choose life. The Ministry of Preborn and Blaze Media are partnering to help rescue 50,000 babies this year from abortion. Preborn is the direct competition to Planned Parenthood. The way they do that is they show women who are considering an abortion an ultrasound, and it has a huge impact on them. And they do this for free. So it costs $28 for the ultrasound. If you can afford $28, you've got an 80% chance of saving the life of a baby, because 80% of the time after they see the ultrasound, hear the heartbeat, they choose life. So if you can spare $28, that would be fantastic. $144 provides 5 free ultrasounds to women considering abortion. So please help us rescue babies' lives. To donate, if you can help, dial pound 250. Say the keyword baby. That's pound 250, keyword baby, or go to preborn.com/Pat.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Welcome to it. Great to have you here. On one of these upcoming overtimes. By the way, if you're not signed up yet, please do. But get a subscription to Blaze TV, and then you can enjoy the overtime as well. And all you do is go to blazetv.com/Pat, type in the promo code PAT, and you get $10 off your sub for the year. But on one of these upcoming overtimes, I think we should do your favorite audio clip of all time. Maybe we can, I don't know, put up a bunch of nominees. You can vote for them, and then we can go over them in overtime. You know, things like, I don't know, this. Maybe
you pooped in your pants.
I pooped my pants.
Certainly one of my favorites.
Yeah,
I don't think there's any secret about that. I think I made it pretty. Have I made it clear that
you pooped in your pants?
I pooped my pants.
It's one of my favorite audio clips of all time.
I've not picked up.
You haven't picked up on that
as being one of your
maybe I haven't played it enough.
You pooped in your pants.
Sure.
I pooped my pants.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So how would you recommend people do this? Use the hashtag on Twitter, PatGrayOT. So you put the name of the clip?
I thought maybe I'd put a list up and then you vote on them.
Well, should we take suggestions, I'm saying?
Or we could take suggestions.
To see what we should include in that list.
Yes, if you'd like to. Mm-hmm. That would be great. Lumbee Tribe, of course, has to be in there. Mm-hmm. I would say Miss Teen South Carolina.
Yeah.
With the maps.
It's a good one.
You'd have to have Obama, 57 states. Oof. Punished with a baby.
I want to hear that voice.
Biden's, clean African-American thing. I've always loved Nancy Pelosi's The Word.
Mm-hmm.
The Word, is the word. A lot of people ask me, what's my favorite this? What's my favorite that? What's your favorite? And then one time someone asked me, what's your favorite word?
I mean, that's typically what you do when you run into a politician. Mm-hmm. Like just the other day, Nikki Haley, former governor of South Carolina.
She was here.
Was sitting out here. Mm-hmm. And I went up to her and I said, I have 2 questions for you here. I lived in Charleston, South Carolina, a beautiful state. I was there before you were governor, blah, blah, blah. A little small talk, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, 2 questions. First, do you consider a higher honor to be called a governor or ambassador? Okay? And then she said, that's a good question, blah, blah, blah. She's like, they both have, elements, different jobs.
Yeah, we knew that.
And then I said...
But what's your favorite?
Right, which was your favorite? I mean, you haven't answered the question. Come on.
That's not the question, stupid.
And then I said, you know what? Since you can't answer that one, how about this one for you? What's your favorite word, Nikki?
Yeah. I went up to her and I asked her, what's your favorite?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh.
She wouldn't answer that question either.
What?
Yeah, first I said, what's your favorite this? What's your favorite that? Then I said, what's your favorite?
Did she ask you to repeat it?
She did not answer me.
Maybe she couldn't follow. Maybe she couldn't hear.
Are you deaf?
Yeah, right.
Woman?
Oh, no. Yeah, so are you going to answer any question while you're here?
No, and she didn't.
So she couldn't answer your favorite this, your favorite that, your favorite this.
They ask me all the time. What's your favorite this? What is your favorite that? What's your favorite that?
What's your favorite that?
One time, what is your favorite word? And I said, my favorite word that is really easy.
Okay.
My favorite word
is
the word.
The word, of course. Obviously.
I mean, if you're gonna
super son of a bitch.
Right, if you're gonna set yourself up for so that you could have this answer about the word, do a better job than that.
No,
that's what's so bad about this. Oh yeah, someone asked me my favorite word. Okay, stop right there.
Nobody asked you what your favorite word is. We all know that. Nobody asked you what your favorite this, what's your favorite that, what's your favorite...
Well, Nikki Haley has been asked what's your favorite...
Yeah, but that's...
So that could have happened.
Special. I just stole it from Nancy Pelosi.
Oh, you stole somebody else's question that was originally...
I did. Yeah, this is your favorite...
I see.
There's no way. And one time they asked me, what's your favorite word? Have you ever asked anyone in your life, ever, what their favorite word is? Who has a favorite word?
A 4-year-old doesn't ask you that question.
What's your favorite color? They might ask you that.
Right.
What's your favorite band? What's your favorite song?
Favorite animal?
But no one has ever asked any other human being on this planet, what's your favorite word? It's just ridiculous. Jeez, what's your favorite word? That is easy. My favorite word is the word.
See, that's not even the word.
I know.
Man, jeez.
So wait, it's the or it's word? Which one is it?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
We don't even know.
You just used two words there. Is it the or is it word? I don't know. I don't know.
Boy, she sucks. How are these people still in office?
Oh, and she's got so much worse than this now.
Yeah.
When you listen to her now,
Right.
she's as bad as Biden.
I know a lot of things.
Do you? Do you?
That's just a really funny statement. She knows a lot of things.
See, now, if someone actually were to ask me what my favorite word is, I actually have an answer. It's syzygy. You ready for this? I love this. See this? syzygy.
Is that actually a word?
That's actually a word. Now, don't ask me what it means, but it's something to do with like a straight line configuration of three celestial bodies, such as the sun, moon, and earth. I don't care about the definition. I just like the way it's spelled. syzygy.
Yeah,
you got
cool.
any other word that has the Y playing a vowel role 3 different times? No. You can't think of one.
I can't.
I was going to put him foot.
That one.
Right.
That one's got
Okay.
it. Okay, other than Courtney
than
found
that.
the one example of a word that does that with the Y besides my syzygy. Syzygy.
So it's a planet alignment thing?
Yeah. So we kind of had that.
Because that's going on right
we
now.
We just had that on
We
Monday.
had syzygy just this week.
And nobody used that to describe it.
Four planets lined up. They were Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn.
Wait, and then Uranus got involved too.
It's going to soon. Uranus is going to get involved, and so is Neptune.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot going on in the sky.
It's a lot going on.
Woo.
When the moon is in the 7th house.
Uh-huh.
And Jupiter aligns with Mars. And I'll tell you something.
Syzygy.
Then peace will guide the planet.
In syzygy.
And love will steer the stars. This is the dawning of the age of syzygy. You know, we were talking about this. We touched on it beginning of the show. But I really want to know, what is the deal with no one complaining about Brittany Griner being in Russia, in a Russian prison right now? There's no women's groups. There's no black advocates. Is there nobody that cares that Brittany Griner is still in jail in Russia? It's not weird.
Yeah.
Nobody's screaming about it. Her parents must be, or somebody related to her, her friends. But where's the WNBA yelling and screaming about it? Because they have a case here, I think, and we mentioned it. If this was somebody from the NBA, they would have been out the next day. Steph Curry, LeBron James, are you kidding me? Would they be rotting in a jail in Moscow? I don't care what kind of paraphernalia they had on them. Would we allow Russia to still have them? No way. But Brittany Griner, whatever. And look, I'm not a huge Brittany Griner fan. I mean, she was terrible during the kneeling situation. I mean, it was just agonizing. But I mean, this is outrageous that we haven't gotten her out of there. She's an American. Let's bring her home. Let's show her how great this country is. Bring her home. Weird.
Yeah, so in a briefing yesterday, after they announced Trevor Reed's release, senior administration officials said they're, quote, very aware that there are other Americans held in Russia.
They mentioned her by name?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, adding that Whelan and Griner are very much on our minds today. Even as we're so happy for the news about Trevor Reed, we will continue to work on an attempt to find ways to address other cases as best we can. But how about you just demand it?
Yeah, right.
Could you do that?
Right. We're not asking you politely. We're telling you. Release her. Give her back to us now. And anybody else you have over there on these trumped up charges. Any American you have, we want them back now. You think it's bad with your sanctions now? Wait till you don't give them back to us.
And that's the other thing, is that if you see the virtue signaling that goes on places like Twitter, you know, we've transitioned from the mask to the vaccine to the Ukrainian flag. I don't know what's next. Probably cancel student loan debt, people are thinking.
Could be, yeah.
But what's the next virtue signal? But where is because Putin is the bad guy, right? And everyone hates Putin.
Yes.
How the hell is Free Britney Griner not?
Yeah, how is that not a thing?
I'm going to start that. I'm sure it's out there somewhere, and shame on me for not doing this sooner, but it's just like, let's do this.
Yeah, I think so. People might push back. She's seeing what America's all about now, and maybe she'll appreciate. No.
Yeah, the bottom line is she's an American being held in Russia. The end.
Yes.
Ugh.
The end. And I absolutely believe if it was a man, everybody knew, a celebrity from the NBA or any sport league, they'd be out by now. It's been 2 months, right? This happened right at the beginning of the war. It's been like 2 months, and she's still not back. That's unacceptable. Sorry, unacceptable. I got some tweets here. Rowdy Introvert. Hey, Pat. What's your favorite word?
Oh, there you go. Look at there.
Smart Alex.
Now you can say
somebody asked me. Yeah, Rowdy Introvert asked me one time. He said, what's your favorite word? And I said, my favorite word, well, that's easy. It's anti-disestablishmentarianism. And so that's what I said to him. And, of course, I didn't mean that. I don't really have a favorite word. That's just a really long one. Tyler Produces tweets, no one asked, but my favorite word is...
How do you spell it?
A-N-A.
A-N-A.
T-I-D-A-E-P-H-O-B-I-A. So, anatodophobia.
Yeah, there it is.
Anatodophobia.
That's a thing.
Anatodophobia.
He tells us, and that's right.
The fear that somewhere a duck is watching you.
Yeah. What? Anatodophobia.
You're afraid that a duck is watching you?
Irrational fear that somewhere a duck or goose is watching you.
What?
14. Hey, you want to hear this? 14 phobias that you've never heard about? I'm going to print this up. We might have to go over this some point. Maybe overtime. Huh.
Maybe. From Not My Thor, the only relevant questions for Nancy is what's her favorite cocktail and denture adhesive? It's nice. I like that. Proud Mr. Graybeard. Come on, Pat. Our military is primarily focused on global warming and equity, diversity, and inclusion. Not to mention conversion therapy. They don't have time to develop weapons that would target and increase inequality.
That's sad but true.
Constitutional nobody. Biden would not launch nukes. It's bad for the climate.
Okay. Okay.
It's a pretty good point. Yeah, we don't want to destroy. I mean, that is bad for the climate. There's no doubt about that.
Maybe bad for a lot of things, I'm thinking.
It's bad for human beings' health. It's bad for buildings. It's bad for the climate. And just, it's not a fun thing to do, releasing nuclear weapons. We had this Babylon Bee article, just briefly mentioned it yesterday, but this is great. Elon Musk's Twitter purchase fails after 138,000 board votes found overnight.
I love this so much.
So good. Elon Musk's bid to purchase Twitter came up short after 138,000 board votes were found at 2 a.m. A company spokesman confirmed Tuesday. Musk had been in talks to purchase the company for $44 billion. We really thought Musk was going to pull this one out, said Twitter CEO Parag Agrawal. The yes votes had a strong lead when I went to bed last night, but that was before we counted all the mail-in votes that one of our employees found in locker 142 at the bus terminal. Oh, well, yeah, see? That's what happens.
Don't count your chickens before they hatch, Elon.
When the final votes were tallied, the takeover bid failed by a final tally of 10 votes for, 138,000 votes against.
Oh, wow. It wasn't even close.
No, it wasn't. No. While the final result came as a shock to most observers, Agrawal said the election was fair. Twitter takes election integrity very seriously, he noted. I can confidently say this was the most secure election in American history. Okay, well, I mean, I guess it wouldn't have been fair if they hadn't found the votes in the bus terminal, right? A shocked Musk took to Twitter Tuesday to express his outrage. Those ballots, that's a whole big scam, he said. He tweeted, the only way I could have lost is if this was rigged. I refuse to accept the results of this vote.
Oh, snap.
Musk later tweeted, that he was planning a demonstration at Twitter headquarters on May 6th to protest the results. His account was then permanently suspended by Twitter for questioning the integrity of the election.
Oh, wait, what? Oh, no.
It's funny. I love the Babylon Bee. Do a really good job. And the fallout is continuing, of course, with Twitter and the liberals on Twitter. They are beside themselves. They don't understand how they can possibly continue to live with a fair and just Twitter. They can't. They can't live with it.
Yeah, exactly. They don't want a fair and just Twitter.
No, they cannot have one. Pathead Hippie Patriot sent this to us. I think our happy days are here again rendition is in order for Musk buying Twitter on Pat Gray Unleashed. Oh, well, yeah, it might be true.
Oh, really? We're going to get one of these?
Well, you wrote down some lyrics, so I think we're going to try them.
I honestly didn't know if you wanted to do that. I just threw it in front of you. It looks like.
And here it is.
Okay, here we go.
We're about to go.
Okay.
Are you not confident in your lyrics?
Well, I don't see you reaching for the play button. I don't know. Like, are you gonna do it a cappella? What's happening here? Are you trying to set me up?
I don't think it would be enjoyable a cappella, quite frankly.
I'm just trying to figure out what's happening here. That's all.
Here we go.
Elon Musk just got his way. Elon Musk bought Twitter yesterday. Actually, the day before. He left his meltdown is underway. Elon Musk bought Twitter, yay! Elon Musk just got his way. Elon Musk bought Twitter yesterday. The leftist meltdown is underway. Elon Musk bought Twitter, yay! Elon Musk bought Twitter, yay!
Well done. Well done. You did me proud there. Thank you. Did you like that song, or did you?
I like it. It's pretty good.
I do like the B-side version of that, where it's actually the day before yesterday.
Yeah, it was actually the day before, but yeah. But the day before doesn't really rhyme. It doesn't really fit.
Doesn't work.
If you could roll it all into that
that's
beat,
good.
It would be okay. But
that's good. Are there B-sides on singles anymore, though? Like, you know what I mean? Like, we used to get records.
Are there singles anymore?
With the singles.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then on the flip side of the little 45 was an extra track.
Yeah.
Is that still, when they release a single, is the B-side not a thing anymore?
I mean, isn't it just digital now?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I don't think there's any kind of B-side anymore. No.
That's too bad. That's where you would put your songs that didn't make the album.
Right.
That's some good stuff.
Well, I mean, a good example of that is, wasn't Revolution the B-side of Let It Be?
I think you're right.
I think it was. And, I mean, talk about a B-side that's awesome and maybe better than the A-side. There's a good example of it right there.
Wow. Oh, let's see. B-side.
Mm-hmm.
But you already know the answer, right?
I think so.
Because it sounded like you were really asking. Yeah.
Does it say? Have you found it? Is there confirmation?
B-side to Hey Jude.
Hey Jude.
But still.
Dang it.
That's still.
Darn it.
That's a tough one, though. I don't know
Hey
which
Jude's
one I like
good.
more. I was going to say,
really
I don't know which one.
Yeah.
But still,
Hey
that might
really
be the
good.
most spun B-side ever. Huh?
Yeah. Oh, I think so. Probably the biggest B-side hit of all time. Yeah.
Nice. I like that fun fact.
And an awesome song.
Mm-hmm.
Just awesome. Elon Musk now says he wants to buy Coca-Cola next and promises to put cocaine back in it.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Good. Yes.
So new and improved Coke is what we're going for here.
Right.
Okay.
Tesla CEO Elon Musk has shared in a bizarre wish of buying Coca-Cola, and he has one big plan for the company if he achieves the goal. The tech billionaire wrote on Twitter, "Next, I'm buying Coca-Cola to put cocaine back in."
It's amazing
That's really funny.
Be on Twitter when Elon Musk tweets, and if you have your Twitter account set up to alert you when he does tweet, which I do.
Oh, you should.
You click on it, and it's amazing. Even a nanosecond after you see Elon Musk has a new tweet, you click on it, already thousands of likes, like immediately. It's amazing.
He's really good at Twitter.
So I actually was looking at that yesterday.
How many followers does he have?
Oh, gosh, I think 4 billion-ish.
Not really, right?
No.
Like 50 million or something?
Hang on.
100 million?
I really don't know. I haven't checked.
I bet it's increased since his takeover bid.
I would love to find this out if my internet connection were working today. 87.5 million people follow him.
That's not bad.
That's not bad. That's just slightly more than myself.
Wow.
And you.
Combined.
Slightly.
And everybody at the Blaze.
Yeah.
Combined.
Yeah. 87.5.
Yeah. Wow. Jeez. That's great. Another big name liberals love to hate, Joe Rogan. Spotify's got some new information about him. Well, I think he actually released this. But, the controversy with him and whether or not he was going to get booted off Spotify and all of that, it did not hurt him and his business. In fact, he added 2 million subscribers during that time. 2 million subscribers. So, yeah. Hate him some more. It's working pretty well. Controversy erupted in January after he hosted several medical doctors on the Joe Rogan Experience, who offered perspectives about the COVID-19 pandemic, COVID vaccines that deviated from the government's approved narrative. Rogan was accused of spreading misinformation, sowing vaccine hesitancy, and he was even accused of being a menace to public health, which is so asinine. You can't have a discussion anymore at all? Come on. Let's say he is spreading misinformation, which I don't believe he is. He's putting stuff out there. I don't have to believe everything he and his guests say, right? I don't have to, okay, Joe said he's not going to get a vaccine, so neither am I. How stupid do you have to be?
Isn't the same argument being made for Elon Musk and Twitter? We don't have to agree with what we see everywhere.
You don't.
Can we not have the option to view this material?
Yep.
Listen to it, read it? Good grief. These people want control. They don't want you thinking on your own.
Look, I don't buy into the government narrative on everything about COVID, but if somebody were to say, hey, nobody's died from COVID, it's a complete hoax. Well, I'm not stupid enough to say, oh, okay, nobody died from COVID, so we don't have to take any precautions. It's just stupid. We can figure things out. We can noodle it for ourselves. Musicians like Neil Young and Joni Mitchell, you might remember, pulled their music from the platform.
What a dark day, right?
Oh, wow.
Man, that sucked when I woke up to that news.
The weeping, the wailing, the gnashing of teeth that's been going on ever since. Where's Neil Young's music? If I can't find Old Man, I won't be the same.
I got to get my Harvest Moon fix.
All
right. How do you make it through a day without this Harvest Moon?
Heart of Gold.
Oh, yeah. Been looking for one of those.
And I'm getting old.
He sucks.
He's awful.
I can't take a
And
Southern
Joni
man.
Mitchell. Come on now. Jeez. Big Yellow Taxi and whatever else she did.
Right.
So
I
horrible.
think that's what everyone says.
So they took all their music off and people were canceling their Spotify subscriptions.
Oh, yeah.
While they were adding to the Joe Rogan subscriptions.
Right. So it sounds like people were canceling their Spotify subscriptions by the tens, and people were adding to their Spotify
by the millions.
Okay.
The company said paid membership grew to 182 million from 180 million the previous quarter. A 15% year-over-year increase. Wow. Monthly active users, meanwhile, rose to 422 million from 406 million in the fourth quarter of 2021, which amounted to a 19% increase.
Awesome.
Jeez. Spotify's metrics actually would have been even better had the company not withdrawn from the Russian market,
right,
which cut approximately 1.5 million users from the service. Excluding the impact from our exit from Russia, subscriber growth exceeded expectations. That's something else.
I love it.
Wow. And Rogan, for his part, said, it's interesting. My subscriptions went up massively. That's what's crazy. During the height of it all, I gained 2 million subscribers.
Good. Put that in your pipe.
That's in your face to all those butt hooks who whined and moaned and cried about your misinformation. Yeah, shut up.
I've said this before, and I'll say it again, Pat. You need to bring back butt hook into the vernacular of the show.
And I just did.
And you just did.
Guys, what's the first thing you notice when you look in the mirror or look at yourself in a photograph? If you say your receding hairline or your bald spot, Keeps can help you change that. You know that 2 out of 3 guys experience hair loss before they're 35. That really blows me away. Before 35? Do you really want to gamble with your hair? You can flip the odds in your favor and save your hair with Keeps. Hair loss can be tough. You see it in pictures. Your barber points it out. And now you're shopping for baseball caps. As I look over at Keith Melinak, see his baseball cap.
No, that's because I didn't want to brush my hair today.
Okay, yes.
The hair that Keeps provided me, thank you very much.
Exactly. So you don't have to buzz cut your hair. You don't have to shave it. Save it with Keeps. Keeps has clinically proven, FDA-approved hair treatments available online. You don't have to go to a doctor. You don't have to go to the pharmacy. You take care of it all online with Keeps, and then you can track things with them, and you can get information from your Keeps doctor anytime online, 24/7. So it's really great. If those balding jokes are wearing thin, join thousands of guys who've saved their hair. Visit Keeps.com/Pat. Get 50% off your first order. KEEPS.com, Keeps.com/Pat. Keeps.com/Pat.
On the Blaze Radio Network.
With some tweets, this from JD. On the Babylon Bee story on Musk's failed purchase. Shush. Don't give Twitter any ideas. Jitty traffic emails. If Elon put Hunter on the board of his new Coke enterprise, that would actually make sense.
Oh, yeah, it would, actually.
From Frugal Father, Elon Musk should buy the WNBA and open it up for attendance. It appears crowds have never been allowed at the games.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
That's very
That's
true.
not true. We have audio from the crowds at a WNBA game. I know for a fact you've got them in your system there. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Crickets are big fans of women's basketball.
Huge.
Right?
Well, listen to them. That's all you can hear in the stadium.
Yeah, that's the Crickets doing the wave.
From Carl Smith, if all of Elon Musk's Twitter followers voted for him for president, he'd win with more votes than the amazing Joe Biden. Yeah. Right. Don't know that all of them are American citizens, however. So that might be an issue.
I don't know
but it never is an issue for the Democrats.
Right, I don't know
they don't
all
care.
of Joe Biden's voters are American citizens.
Right.
Or even real.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's very true. DHS has something really tasty going on right now. A new board at the Department of Homeland Security will focus on countering misinformation and disinformation.
Oh, this is going to be good, right?
Yeah. They're putting together a Disinformation Governance Board. Led by information warfare experts.
Yeah,
that sounds really good.
Got to stop misinformation.
That sounds super American, ultra American. Right? Uber American is what that is. During a hearing before the House Appropriations Subcommittee on Homeland Security to discuss the president's fiscal year 2023 budget request, Representative Lauren Underwood stated that disinformation is a huge threat to our homeland. Shut up. I'm so sick of this nonsense.
I know, man.
I can't take it. The only reason they're doing this, the only reason is because they want to silence anybody who disagrees with them. Who decides what's disinformation? The government? Homeland Security? Is that what you want? I don't. And I don't care who's in the White House. I don't care. I don't want the government deciding what can be and what can't be posted online. Because they can declare anything disinformation, and they do. And they do. Look what's happened over COVID. You dare not even speak against the line the government is drawing in the sand. You can't say anything about it. No, I don't think it's that bad. Nope, I'm sorry. We got to silence you. I think you should try hydroxychloroquine if you're sick. Or what about ivermectin? Nope. We can't have that. And we're going to have YouTube edit it out of your show because we don't want anybody hearing it.
Yeah, the government admits that they make social media outlets aware of these posts. And by the way, the person heading up this board, formerly of the Ukrainian government. So,
oh my gosh.
So they're working on. They know how to work in
unreal
a war of disinformation. It's beautiful, right?
That is unreal. Yeah, nothing to worry about. Move along. Nothing to see here.
Point of personal privilege.
Yes.
Pat Gray is here, and he's unleashed.
Please do not use gendered language to address everyone.
Thank you. Yeah, welcome. Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. This Disinformation Governance Board.
I mean, hello, 1984.
That's chilling. Absolutely chilling to the bone. Plus, the person they want to do this is interesting. As Keith mentioned, Ukrainian Nina Jankowicz studies the intersection of democracy and technology in Central and Eastern Europe as a Wilson Center Global Fellow. Every part of that screams, okay, oppression, really, really, really ugly government intervention in our lives. The intersection of democracy and technology in Central and Eastern Europe as a Wilson Center, as in Woodrow Wilson, Global Fellow, has advised the Ukrainian government on strategic communications and is the author of How to Lose the Information War, Russia, Fake News, and the Future of Conflict.
Boy.
Confirmed on Twitter that she would be the executive director of the wonderful Disinformation Governance Board. Okay.
Terrifying. Yeah, and their motivation for establishing this, because that's why, Mayorkas was being grilled yesterday. It's what is it? It's the information around the border and around illegals or something.
And
that's their excuse?
What misinformation or disinformation is being spread about the border?
Yeah, you know what that is? That is, they are losing Hispanics over that issue.
Right. Oh yeah, that's true.
That's what that is. They're like, true. Okay, what's happening here, y'all?
Mm-hmm. We need to stand up to this disinformation bullcrap because I don't care if there's misinformation. Let us decide what's mis or disinformation and what isn't. I'll go ahead and sort through all information that's on the internet that I have access to. I don't need the government doing it for me. I don't need Facebook to do it or Twitter to do it for me. I can do it myself. And I'll decide, okay, yeah, that's probably not true. Maybe I'll look into a couple of other sources and see if that can be backed up. Find out whether that's fact, whether it's true or not. It's not that hard. It's really not that hard. Yeah, but they're treating us like we're 4 years old.
You can't be trusted.
Yeah, I can.
No,
I can be trusted.
I'm sorry.
I can.
The government has determined that you're not able to decipher what's real and what's not.
Well, that is true. The government has made that determination about me because I'm not a Democrat. And Democrats are the only ones who can be trusted to understand what's actual information and what isn't. They're the only ones. Other people are listening to that Donald Trump guy. He's never said a truthful word in his life. That's what they've decided for us. I'm sorry. No. And we need to reject this stuff. Oh, my gosh. That is, for too long we've been saying, okay, yeah, there is a lot of misinformation online. All right, yeah, maybe better try to do something about it. No! Just let free speech be free speech. And the rest of us will do our due diligence figuring out what's real and what isn't. How about that? We've done it our entire lives. We don't need Big Brother to fix it for us now. This is really dangerous. Really, really dangerous. But, the left understands they can't win on the battlefield of ideas. That's why they have to shut down half of the discussion. Whether it's climate change, whether it's COVID-19, whether it's the border, whether it's abortion, whether it's any issue or situation that is important in this country, they can't win it. They can't win the argument. They don't have the logic and they don't have the truth on their side. And so they just have to shut us down. It's pretty amazing. Yesterday, Madeleine Albright was laid to rest. Wait.
Yeah, right. I know where you're going.
When did Madeleine Albright die? Wasn't it like
it's been a while.
Months ago? Wasn't it months ago?
What are they waiting for?
Where has she been?
March 23rd.
Yeah, okay, that's
5 weeks.
5 weeks ago. Where have they kept her? Wait. She hasn't been lying in state all that time, has she? I don't think so.
Open a window. I hope not.
Wow, that's weird. But Hillary spoke. Hillary Clinton got to speak at the memorial. So I bet that was really good.
Oh, that is good.
Yeah, that's really good. Here's what she had to say, because she's really good.
She didn't just help other women. She spent her entire life counseling and cajoling, inspiring and lifting up so many of us who are here today. So, the angels better be wearing their best pins.
So smooth, Hillary.
And putting on their dancing shoes. Because if, as Madeleine believed, there's a special place in hell for women who don't support other women, they haven't seen anyone like her yet.
Wow, that was smooth, right?
Oh, that's powerful, yeah. Powerful and smooth, well delivered.
Look at all those masks, too, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Does everybody have a mask on?
I mean, at least...
Are they outside?
No.
Aren't they outside?
No, they're inside the...
Let me see that again. Let me show the last scene there, if you would, Rob. If you could. Yeah, look at that. Every single person has a mask on, except the speaker. Okay.
Better put your dancing shoes on.
Because she was a dancer. She really enjoyed dancing. Wow, really bad. She's horrible. But we knew that.
I am sick and tired of people who say that if you debate and you disagree with this administration, somehow you're not patriotic. And we should stand up and say, we are Americans and we have a right to debate and disagree with any administration. I am sick and tired of the administration.
Man.
You nailed it, dude.
Thank you.
I can't figure out why the Madeleine Albright funeral, because the casket was there. This wasn't like just a memorial. The casket was there. What? I just don't know why it's taken
5 weeks. Yeah, that's really weird. I don't know. I do not know.
Was the family out of town and they're like, hey, we'll get back when we can. We'll do that then.
Don't know.
We'll do the funeral whenever we can. You think it was COVID? It has something to do with COVID? I don't know.
Perhaps. Yeah. If they're waiting for COVID to go away, you're going to have a long wait because they're keeping that baby going. Okay. Yesterday, Fauci made the big mistake of announcing it was over, and then just a few minutes later, he had to announce, no, that's not what I said.
JK,
no, it's not. It's not over. That's what I meant to say. Okay. All right. A foster mother, Crystal Starling, faced a lose-lose proposition after officers raided her Rochester, New York apartment in October 2020. And get this. This is my favorite thing. And took all the cash they could find in her house. I love that. I love it when they do that. That's great. It's so American, you know? That's great. They didn't charge her with anything. Starling's choices were simple. She could pay more than half of the seized amount to an attorney to help her fight back, or she could settle out of court and split her money with 50-50 with law enforcement. Are you kidding me?
I swear.
How about no? Neither option made sense, considering Starling had done nothing wrong. She was not convicted. She was not only was she not convicted, she wasn't arrested. She wasn't charged. Nobody even accused her of any wrongdoing. So Starling chose a third option. She tried to represent herself. Despite her best efforts, she never got her day in court. She was caught in a procedural maze. She missed a filing deadline and lost her chance to testify. God, it sucks. The ordeal started when Rochester police arrived at her apartment in the middle of the night with a warrant because they suspected her then boyfriend of dealing drugs. Starling was home at the time with her then boyfriend and grandnephew, a child who relies on Starling as his primary caretaker and legal guardian. Grandnephew? How old is this person? Starling's then boyfriend was criminally charged but acquitted after a jury found insufficient evidence that he had done anything wrong.
Okay, so any chance that this money was connected to something illegal has been found?
It's out there. It's gone. That's over. Yet, even after the verdict, DEA held on to $8,040 taken from Starling's apartment, including $550 taken from the pocket of a pair of Starling's pants. So they went through her drawers, they went through her stuff, they went through her pants.
Oh my gosh.
The entire amount belonged to Starling, not her then boyfriend. And she was planning to use the cash to convert her hot dog stand into a food truck. Yet the DEA sought to keep the money permanently using civil forfeiture, a process that allows law enforcement agencies to take ownership of assets without establishing anything beyond a reasonable doubt. They don't have to establish anything, in fact, let alone beyond a reasonable doubt. Civil asset forfeiture happens outside the criminal justice system. So property owners have no right to a public defender. Are you kidding me? They must hire their own lawyer, and the cost often exceeds the amount of the money seized.
Madness.
This is despicable.
Yep.
Once civil forfeiture is complete, the federal government keeps at least 20% of the proceeds, local agencies get up to 80%, and property owners get 0.
Wow.
It's a win-win-lose proposition. The government wins. The local government wins, but the owner of the actual money loses. Rather than accept the violation of her rights, she took her case to the Second U.S. Court of Appeals. Our public interest law firm, the Institute for Justice, signed on to represent her for free. Oh, nice. On April 6th. If Starling wins, we don't know yet, she'll get a chance to appear before a judge at the trial court level, something that should happen in every single case before the government deprives a person of property. Unfortunately, what happened to Starling is, as we all know, not isolated. It's normal now. Policing for Profit, a 2020 report from the Institute for Justice, finds that forfeiture cases go uncontested nearly 80% of the time. I can't believe that. Wow.
I mean, that could never happen in America, though.
Yeah, this is all happening in America. Basic math provides the most obvious explanation. The median forfeiture value at the state level is $1,276, well below the typical cost to hire an attorney. It's not worth it to them. Mm-hmm. So they confiscate $1,200 or $1,500, and it's just not worth it to fight for. So they just get it. That's all. It's just a money-making proposition, especially for the local agency. Despicable. And then every once in a while, they score really big and get $80,000 or $100,000 or $400,000 or $1 million. Or in the case of the FBI and that vault in Los Angeles, millions of dollars. Yeah, you just take everybody's property in the vault, and then you got to battle for it for the next 5 years. Guilt or innocence is irrelevant.
This is evil. How could you be a part of the system?
People who do nothing lose by default, while those who speak up often lose on technicalities.
Yep.
How is this going on in America? How is this allowed to happen? It's absolutely unconstitutional. It's completely clear that that's unconstitutional. It violates the Fourth Amendment. How can we continue to do this? I can't. I just can't believe it. And yet, it keeps happening.
Yep.
And we don't know about her, whether she's going to get her money back or not. It's unbelievable. And it was only $8,000, but that's all she had. $8,000 to try to convert her little hot dog thing into a hot dog truck, a food truck, instead of a little vending area. Jeez. Well, I hope the government's proud of themselves.
I don't know how Americans, how we're keeping this thing together with these kind of laws in place. And then we ignore half the laws. The government ignores half the laws in the Constitution. Yay, us. We're still hanging on here. Woo.
I mean, we are ignoring the U.S. Constitution. That is so obviously unconstitutional. I don't understand how they keep getting away with it over and over and over and over again. Billions of dollars in the last few years. It's like over $20 billion in the last 5 or 6 years that they've confiscated from Americans, hardworking Americans. And in almost every case, they're not charged with anything because they don't care. Once they have the money, they don't care if you've done anything wrong or not. They couldn't care less.
This nation still exists because Americans are such good people. And because despite these insane abuses by this government, and governments on every level in this country, we just continue to plug along as best we can.
And we remain loyal. We're still loyal subjects. But that's what we're becoming, is subjects, not citizens anymore. We're subjected to their tyranny. So, congratulations. Jeez, it's incredible. The fact that this story keeps coming up over and over and over and over again. How many stories have we had on civil asset forfeiture? There's a reason it's a geode of this show. Because it happens all the time, and it is so egregious. Jeez. People who have clearly, not only have they not done anything wrong, they're not even accused of doing anything wrong. And still, these law enforcement agencies can take their money. How can that be? Yeah, we don't think you did anything wrong, but we see the $8,000 and we want it. So we're just going to take it. And you should probably not bother with it because you got to pay for your own lawyer.
Yeah, what are you going to do about it? That's what they say. They have such contempt for us. It's just,
they do. What are you going to do about it? Nothing, because I can't afford to. I can't afford to do anything. Unfortunately, there are some agencies, some lawyers who will take this on for free just because they're good people and they believe in the Constitution and they're going to help people out with it. Jeez. Wow. I mean, that's incredible.
But at least, that's just a small part of America. Most of America, we're doing well, right? We're completely sane. We've got just so much sanity. We're just overrun with sanity.
Is that what we are?
In our country.
We're overrun with sanity?
There's just too much sanity. I don't even know how to contain it all, right?
Yeah. Like
who's with me?
Well, like this
individual
Libs of TikTok video. The Libs of TikTok, if you're not familiar with them, they post people doing weird things, but they're just the videos of the people. They're showing you the liberals who are on TikTok. Here they are. Do you agree with them or not? And let's see if we can figure out what this
I don't know how to set this up.
is all about. Libs of TikTok. Here he is in full splendor.
Goes a little something
like this.
I had a gynecologist appointment today to
Did you
get an Explanon implant in my arm.
To get a what?
And which is birth control, by the way.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
And
pause it.
My gynecologist.
Are we looking at somebody who goes to a gynecologist, or are we?
You know what, Pat?
Normally, usually.
Some questions are better left unasked.
Is this a male or is this a female? Is this a non-binary person? Am I supposed to not wonder? Am I supposed to just say, yeah, this is okay for this person to go to a gynecologist?
And I think this person is making this video feeling that they shouldn't even have to explain to you.
They are. Yes, they are. All right, let's see them.
And my gynecologist is usually pretty respectful. I've only had 2 appointments, but you know, she's respected me as trans person. Well, today,
here we
as
go.
I was checking out for my appointment, I was standing right there in front of her, and she starts talking to the woman that's the nurse that's checking me out, and she misgendered me right in front of me.
Damn it!
No!
I didn't say
No!
It was 10 o'clock in the morning. That's early for me.
It's 10 o'clock. It's too early to be getting upset.
Maybe I'll confront her in my next appointment in 6
Pause
months.
it. All right, so this person has said they're trans. So does that mean that's a biological female who has transitioned to male?
I don't know, man.
Because
I don't know.
This person looks like a male, right?
It's got the little... You got your little 9th grade mustache going on, that's for sure.
Hypermasculinity.
I think Rob weighed in. He put his vote on the screen there.
So the the OBGYN must have said this is a man.
I don't know.
This guy
misgendered me.
Misgendered them.
Ooh.
Is there more of this?
No,
or was that it?
I don't know.
Was that the entire rant?
Who knows?
So the doctor misgendered them.
Yeah, but it was 10 in the morning. That's too early to be getting upset about stuff. So help me, I swear, there's too many people in my life been using 9:30, 10. That's just too early for me. So help me, I will come over there if I hear that one more time from someone. You try waking up at 2:30, 3 a.m., all right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, rant over. Anyway, that's just, I don't know. If you're different, which I think it's safe to say at this point, trans is still different. Okay, you can't just expect us to click on a video and
you should explain. What are you? What are we trying to accomplish here? I don't understand. Because we don't I'm not quite down yet with men going to gynecologists. Okay,
you're not down with that?
No, I'm not.
Wow, you hateful
I'm not.
SOB.
I know.
Oh my goodness. So I went to a doctor yesterday. Okay.
An OBGYN?
Yeah, that's right. Well, yeah, you know what? Are you laughing at me?
No.
Bro.
No. I thought of something funny from earlier in the show.
Oh, well, tell me. What's on your mind, mister?
Now.
I'm laughing about something that happened.
I don't want to interrupt. Go ahead.
You don't want to interrupt my little story?
Mm-mm.
Okay, well, let me tell you about my story.
All right.
So I go to the doctor yesterday, and there on the counter is this hormone therapy treatment brochure. And so I strike up a conversation with the good doctor, and I'm like, so what's that all about? Now, I hope, and I really don't know in hindsight, if she thought that I was inquiring for myself, because I got entirely too much information about the process. And she tells me about how there's this little thing you can put in your back. There's a cream you can put on your arm. She talked about it comes from the urine of a pregnant mare. And I'm like, can you please stop talking about this stuff? Whatever the bottom line is, it is a horrific process these people go through. And I'm sorry if we click on your video and we don't know your struggle just by intuition, okay? Oh.
And apparently they expect us to.
Expect us to.
Or they get pissed.
Yep. Yes, do you know what I'm going through?
Or just through osmosis. Absorb everything about them, I guess.
I've got the urine of a pregnant mare in me. Why can't you relate to me?
All right. We got something fun coming up in overtime here. 20 B-sides that became big hits from a discussion earlier.
Only on the Blaze Radio Network.